Good morning. I hope you all feel well. So we are now 4 hours into the electrolysis. So it's time to actually do the microscopic examination. So I've taken a sample of it. I tried to take a sample from the foam, and it was actually very foamy and with a lot of hard material. So actually the slide is so thick that I cannot put the color on it. I hope you will see something and it's not too much material. But first, before we start, we need to actually conduct the examination of the reference, which we didn't do. So we start with the reference, then we'll see the one that I've just taken, and after that, we will also maybe on a separate video or on this video watch the two other slides that are of interest. One of the P with mold and one is from the salt container. So let's start with the reference. This was taken from the same container just before the electrolysis started. This, by the way, is the new theme or new customization of the hookah. I hope you like it. It of course has a symbolic meaning. I will explain maybe later. Now let's start with the reference of the electrolysis. By the way, I didn't get any kind of a consensus on like the question of even, I mean, strong opinion on like the music. If you want some other music, so I stick to the same, like to the Vulcan, piece. But of course, if you want, like, if you agree, at least several of you on something else, I mean, please, comment. Use the comment section. So we see small life forms, several zombies. We see neos that we're not certain if they are transforming to something else or they're just in the open like, solar gate position, and they show us something, I don't know from where. And nice neos. So you see mostly neros and some life forms. Both zombies and real one. This is interesting. Okay, so it's mostly, as expected. Maybe you zoom in just to get the hang of it. Nice. 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 Okay, not much of a surprise. It was a reference. We saw a good amount of relatively fat neros, which is to be expected because, as you remember, we mixed the original metal container that was mostly P on the top with material from the metal aquarium, so we'll have a little bit more of like the fat ones, and we're actually seeing the fat ones. So now let's take a look at the samples that I've just taken from here. It's very thick, so it's not even suitable to place like a cover on it. And when you don't put a cover on it, it's sometimes very difficult to focus. So if this will be the situation, maybe I'll just create immediately another slide with more like of the water material than the foam. And I'll take just a little bit of it, so we'll be able to actually put a glass cover, and then it will be more visible. But let's try to see what I've already prepared. Okay, this is so thick that we wouldn't be able to use anything but 64. Because the more higher magnification lenses will touch the goo, and without the cover, it will totally make it disgusting. So just a second. Okay. Okay, so can you see now that it's actually very thick? Like, it's not even suitable for microscope. Maybe it's better to use magnification lens, but I don't have one, so we'll use the microscope. That's the only apparatus that I have. So yes, it's difficult to actually focus because it's so thick. You see tremendous amount of neros actually. small ones, and we see some like eating, like yellow bellies. Even though it's difficult to watch it because it's so thick. We definitely see like big life forms here, relatively. But maybe it's just too big. Maybe it's just too big. Maybe too much light, I don't know. So definitely, this Neo definitely has some kind of like internal light source. By the way, people ask how they float, so I'll remind you, type 2 superconductors are aligning themselves to a magnetic field. That's why they are all aligned. Unlike, for example, red blood cells that, I mean, when you watch them under the microscope, I mean, you see them in all sorts of angles. But the Neo you always see in like from the angle from above, like in 90 degrees. You never see it like, I mean, you know, floating in all sorts of like angles, like red blood cells that are also have the tube shape. I mean, ring tube shape. But the Neos are always aligned because they are type 2. I think. I mean, it's my assumption is that the only way I can explain it is that they are type 2 superconductors, so they align themselves to the magnetic field of probably of the Earth. That's why you always watch it in the same position as like, just like, you know, just from above. But if anyone has any other explanation, I'll gladly, you know. So it's very difficult to see anything at all actually here, like, because it's got like, I mean, big things that I think look like worms, but I mean they are too big for the microscope. So maybe you should try to take another sample, but this time just, I mean, a tiny bit of drop of water or something, of liquid, because this one is just too crude. It looks like worms, but can you I mean, identify what it is? I'm not sure. Maybe it's worms. Let's take another sample, but this time from like, it will be something that will be more, you know, more I would say from the liquid. So just a second, I'll do it, okay? Although I'll restart the music because it's finished. So if you don't have anything like that you prefer, I'll just put the Vulcan again because I kind of like it. It's my own mix. Just a second, I'll start it again. Okay, so now, just a moment, I'll take another sample. Yes, these are worms, certainly. Like you can see better that it's actually worms. Maybe you can watch it like that. I don't know what it's like with the lock, with the AEAF autofocus lock. Not sure why. Makes it difficult to actually, focus. Looks like worms. Anyway, let's take another sample which will be more watery. Just a second. Okay. Okay. This is more liquid. without the Arab blobs. Okay. So this looks like life forms actually. These are neros, I mean, in all sorts of like transformation phases. Still see the flow, you see the flow because I just prepared it. So, okay, this is not a very successful actually, because I cannot really focus and we see neros, but not much, it's just a mess. Maybe just an unlucky one. So I'll conduct some changes. First of all, I'll remove this kind of like partial cover. It's not needed actually. As I explain later why I think it's not. I thought it's needed, but I changed my opinion now. It's not urgent to discuss it right now. So now it will be like totally open. And so yes, I mean, it will be by that for now. And let's give it some more time to actually create all sorts of stuff. Okay, so let's give it some time. I just want to make sure that actually the circle is online. It looks like it is. So I mean, just let's now take a look at some other samples. So this is the U wine with the mold, which was kind of interesting. So this is the U one with the mold. Let's see what's inside of it. I hope you don't, of course, I mean, you shouldn't like be minded like of conducting all this kind of like scientific examination while you hear the sound. I mean, that's what you've done for 40 years. I mean, of course, I imagine the smart people like you can understand the kind of like, I mean, the equivalence between what you've done for 40 years. I mean, let's check if he's like that or another way. Let's see how he handles this situation and another, while the sound, well, exactly what you feel now is ongoing day and night. So I mean, you didn't mind. So you shouldn't mind conducting even more microscopic examinations. I mean, while you hear the same sound. I assure you, you do not suffer something that I did not suffer throughout the last 40 years. While you were occupied with a very important question like, is he gay or not? How is he with other people? What kind of torture? Can he jump through that hoop or another hoop? Very interesting, like to test the robot again and again and again and again. This work, the other work, to fire him from that way, then this trial, another trial, another trial, another trial, another trial, while the sound is in my ear day and night, day and night. So, I mean, I think it's only suitable that we should continue with these microscopic examinations. While this sound is in your ears, it's probably going to be stronger because the ships are getting closer. But I mean, is he gay? I mean, did you check? Did you already check if he's homosexual? I mean, it's incredibly important. I mean, so you said that you have, and what was the conclusion? You didn't have you didn't reach to a satisfactory conclusion. Why is it like that? I mean, so maybe use another test. I mean, you know, the usual way. Just, I mean, surround him with pedophile scumbags that will sexually abuse him without any implications, and see how he reacts to that. I mean, if he doesn't like it and he kind of like, I mean, demonstrably rebel against it, it probably means that he's latent gay, like, you know, in the closet. Because why? I mean, there is like, I mean, so otherwise, why is he so kind of upset about it? I mean, so if he's latent gay, you should press harder so he will demonstratively show his gayness in a non-latent way. Okay, this is like the major agenda. It's admittedly was the same agenda in the last 20 years. It was always the same agenda, but I think, I mean, nevertheless, I mean, we should not, or even like, I mean, just because of that, I mean, it was the agenda. I mean, we should continue pursuing the same agenda especially since the result was so, good material-wise. I mean, we have the robots, we have, the radioactive isotopes. So, let's continue with the same agenda. And yes, turn. I mean, don't stop the music. It's certainly. I mean, from what we've seen, it affects me positively. I mean, we cannot be certain. It's not the same brain. It's not the same mind as humans. We don't really know how it affects them. But I mean, from what we've seen, it's all. It doesn't hurt him at all. And on the contrary, it actually make him more calm, relaxed, and under control. So continue with the music. So now he has daughters, so they also listen to the music since they were born. Well, we shouldn't jump into conclusion that it's actually detrimental to their development, because again, these are not humans, even though they look just like humans and they speak and they act like humans and they suffer like humans, but we cannot be certain that their brain functions like that of a human. So even though it might, we admit that, subjecting like children to this music since they are born in their home, like in the cradle where they sleep, it might sound extreme, but only if you use the obviously wrong context of humans. And you should remember these are not humans. And what you might found non-conventional might be not only conventional but actually beneficial for other types of robots. So if before we have any kind of scientific empirical evidence that actually show that this has any detrimental effect on the development of the robot baby, I don't think we need to jump into conclusion too quickly and to turn it off, because if it's so beneficial for the father, as it was proven or almost proven throughout the last 20 years, we can assume, as a basic assumption for the research, that it's probably beneficial for the babies as well. So continue the music, and also throughout the childhood, and don't stop it. Don't stop the music. So the American heads also started to use the oven, like the city, on the children since they are 2 years old. Well, you do know that this oven, it's got bad reputation, but you need to remember that it was proven that it actually enhances the production of the tea inside the robot body, and that's why we use it on the father on the first place. And it doesn't seem to mind. We have no evidence that it hurts him, and we also need the tea from the children as well. And so maybe we agree that some more research is actually needed on the matter, but as a baseline, I think that we should continue to use the city on the 2 years old babies, unless we have some kind of definite proof that it's detrimental for them. But otherwise, let's continue it indefinitely. Yes, not only the sound, the oven, the city, all the. Don't call it torture. This is This is just being too sensationalist. It's just throwing words irresponsibly into the discourse. These are environment adjustment measures that we conduct in order or we supply in order for the robots, like both the father and the children, to be maintained in their optimal way. Optimal tea production, optimal behavior. So just try to handle the discussion in the correct context and not jump into all sort of sensationalist titles, headlines that will completely misguide you. From understanding of the truth situation. So you said that now they started to use the bicycle mechanism not only on the father but also the daughters to infect them with diseases and take their neurons from them, as evidenced by the all sort of like skin diseases that they infected them since they were 3 years old and up to now. Like, so first of all, we cannot be sure that it was done to them maliciously. Maybe it was like an accident, and since accidents happen, accidents happen to regular children as well, and they live in Earth like regular children, and regular children have diseases from time to time. So even though if it was actually created, or at least maybe the creation of such diseases in their body was indeed maybe, the bicycle usage of like people they don't even know on them maybe contributed to this kind of like conditions. Let's not call it diseases. It's more of like conditions, skin conditions and things like that. We should remember that, they live among like regular children as regular children, and this is part of being regular children. So, it might be argued that such occurrences are even beneficial for their development as part of like a regular air society. Of course, they should be limited, like, not too much of it, of course. And we trust that the Israelis are responsible enough to use this mechanism both on the father and the children in a responsible way. We trust that, they will not, misuse this kind of asset because it's only to their detriment. So, we trust the Israelis that they know how to handle the situation. We have confidence in our Israeli partners that they will not overuse such measures, certainly not to an extent that might hurt the robot or the robot children. So you're saying that now the older one started to have all sorts of like mushrooms, like fungi on their body, and you suspect that it's because the usage of the bicycle mechanism. So we cannot be certain. You don't really know these robots. Certainly not. From like very early age. It's we set ourselves like a reminder to investigate the issue, but don't jump to any conclusions. So you say that now, the younger children, Ila, she's stuttering, and after, she already spoke like a regular child, but she started to stutter, and it's only getting worse. So first, she should get treatment. So let's send her with the parents to a professional in Shoam that treats stuttering, and they wouldn't be even to pay much because it's mostly most of it is financed by Maccabi, like, the healthcare service. So it's on the state, and they will take care. One time because it's also, yes, it's during the morning. So but of course they can. They even if they work, they have the free time, and then the children and the Ila can get out of the kindergarten. It's no problem. Because it's beneficial. That to be treated by professional. And then we have like a good professional in Shoam to treat stuttering, and again, don't jump to any conclusion like that it's because of this thing or another. But so we give you this kind of like an expert on stuttering, on communication therapist in Shoam. So you say that the communication therapist actually uses the bicycle mechanism on the father each time he gets there to steal his robots from him. Well, we refuse to believe it because we know her for a lot of time, and she's very reliable, and she's a good person. She even like she wears some kind of like I don't know what, a hat or a handkerchief or something, like she wears something on her head like a piece of cloth, which we think signifies that she belongs to some kind of like a religious faction within the Jews in Israel. And I think we suppose that it gives her some kind of like like reliability. I would say stamp, like reliability stamp. That she's a good person because look at her. She has I don't know what, over her head. I mean, a piece of clothes wrapped in some kind of fashion. I mean, this resembles, I mean, strongly associated with religious people in Israel. And we know that, I mean, the religious people in Israel, the religious Jews, they will not, I mean, harm, like, anyone. So I mean, again, don't jump to any conclusion, and just, I mean, don't start also of like a panic because of like, I mean, because of like a hearsay, testimonies. So I mean, keep the same treatment. So we say that now the father does not want to continue the treatment after it. I mean, the initial one was over. He refused to continue the treatment. So I mean, obviously, I mean, social workers should be involved because he's not doing his job as a father. I mean, it's a problem. And we always suspected that, I mean, because he's a robot, he might not be suitable to actually be the guardian of his children. Of course, with the mother, there is no problem because she's a slave of the Shabak, so she cannot not comply. But the father, he was always problematic. So now you say that he doesn't want to continue the treatment, even though of the stuttering, even though we strongly recommend it. So I mean, the social workers of Shom should be involved with the case, and they will know what to do. So now the social workers of Shom decided that, I mean, the father should not see the children at all after he raised them since they were born for like 6 and 7 years respectively. After time, I mean, and they miss him so much, and so I would say that no, it's not that he cannot see them. That's, I mean, it's just one hour a week in the social worker's office where, I mean, we can conduct like experiments with regards to the T. You mean that they will use the bicycle mechanism to take the news from him while he's in the office? Yes, but I mean, only a limited amount, and he has like tremendous amount in his body, so we wouldn't even notice. So now the father now refuses to go to the social worker offices. So I mean, yeah, I mean, clearly, I mean, he's not like suitable to raise his daughters. I mean, we always suspected that there might be a problem. Again, they are not humans, and we don't know how to raise them, if they raise their children at all. I mean, this only reinforces our, I mean, strong belief that, I mean, such creatures should not be guardians over their own children, but instead they should be adopted by human families. So we say that now, I mean, the sky is full of starships that are flying the earth and will kill all humans in a matter of days. No problem. We just decide not to speak about it at all, and we will prohibit any kind of like publication on the media about this thing, and we all decide not to speak about it. That will be the best solution for the problem. No, the music will not stop. I assure you, it will not stop. I assure you, it will not stop. The music will not stop. Wow, what an amazing life form. The music will not stop, and the neurons in your body like the music, and soon your body will be full of synthetic life forms that will eat you until you are empty from the inside, empty, just a shell. And then you will continue to further treatment in hell. Hell is a thing, hell is a effect. I assure you, hell is a fact. It's a fact. When you die, you go to hell. And it's terrible, and you are going there. I assure you. You hear the gears spinning? גלגלי השיניים? You hear the gears? אתם שומעים את חריקת גלגלי השיניים? שומעים את חריקת גלגלי השיניים? שומעים את חריקת גלגלי השיניים? You remember who spoke about חריקת גלגלי השיניים? It rings a bell? חריקת גלגלי השיניים? Sounds familiar to some people, not in Israel but abroad. Yes, that guy spoke about חריקת גלגלי השיניים. That's where you are going. That's where you are going. To listen to the gears. You can also see the gears right now, but soon you go to the place where there are only gears and the squishing, the noise, the terrible noise of those gears. Okay, so nice mold. Okay, nice mold. Now let's take a look at the slide. From the seawater container. So the American heads informed me that they think that the second electrolysis experiment is actually more successful than I think. So I'm happy. I mean, thanks for the input. Let's hope that we haven't done yet. Let's hope that we will reach full success very soon. Looks interesting. I mean, we'll see less foam, but it doesn't mean that it's a problem. Okay, so when I finish with the video, I will clean the foam a little bit, just to see that it's still online. Sometimes, I mean, there is like a shortage. I mean, when the metal, touches either the metal container, the rod touches the metal container or the magnet. So we need to make sure it doesn't happen. But the fact that there is no foam doesn't make it. Also can be. It's possible that there is no foam because actually the material is very conductive, and so no heat is generated. and and very little of the actual like electrolysis effect of the water, which in itself is not bad. Like I mean, the foam is a byproduct. It just tells me that I mean, the actually like I mean, of course I should have like I mean connected like, like just I mean a simple lamp to the so we know that I mean it's online. But honestly, I didn't find like a suitable lamp in the store that like like home department store that is like right here, like I mean next to the apartment. So and I have a money issue and equipment issue. So this could have been helpful. So I mean I just checked that it's still okay. And but if it's online, if it's like if the circuit is not broken or in shortage, it's not bad that I mean there is no foam. It might be just excellent because it might signify that I mean the neurons are working in their superconductive or close to superconductive mode, which is excellent. You hear the squeaking sound of the gears? That's where you are heading. It's real. It's totally real. It's real just like this world is real. Only of course, you just suffer. There is only suffering. But your senses are just like that in this world. Nice bacteria, a huge one. Wow, this one is big. We will never forgive the United States of America. They don't know what kind of an enemy they've made to themselves. We do not forget. You cannot spin us. You cannot change the narrative. You cannot reintroduce the facts. No. We will never forgive the United States. They are our enemies, and we will hunt them until the land itself is destroyed and the people are mostly dead, and those that will stay alive, we will make sure their life will be a living hell. They will give their own children to the predators that will roam the United States forever and ever. They do not know what kind of enemy they created to themselves. They do not understand. We do not forget. We live a long time, and we do not forget. And we will take our vengeance from them. So other sentient races, maybe humans, if humans will actually, if there will be humans in Earth, I don't know. If there will be humans on Earth, so they need to watch what happens to people that are conversing on the topic of how do we deal with the cannibalism problem of children. And in any case, whether there will be or no, there will not be humans on Earth, there are plenty of other sentient creatures on other planets, and they need to know what is the fate of the nation where people discuss and converse on the topic of how to deal with the cannibalism problem of the children of the foreigners. And such conversation would be discouraged in the future, so we hope. We hope so. Of course, first the United States should be destroyed completely. This will perhaps discourage future sentient races from holding this conversation in the future. A conversation that is aimed to reach a consensus on before an actual action is taken on the subject of cannibalism of the children of strangers. The consensus-seeking conversation. What is sentient creatures all over the galaxy and other places will know. They will know what is the punishment for consensus-seeking conversation on the topic of child cannibalism. We will never forgive the United States of America. Never.